Yo, Big Kish back up in here. When it comes to Drake, that's right, we back. Now on a new episode of Drake, we're going to talk about why Drake is finally getting exposed for lying in his lawsuit. Ooh, this about to be juicy. This about to be messy. Y'all got your tea? Yeah, well, I got all the tea right here. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. I will be leaving a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Now, really with Drake at this point, when you call yourself a rapper, just released an entire new album and just went on an entire tour, and yet we are only talking more and more about the lawsuits you were involved in and nothing else, it's really disgusting that this is what the entire brand of someone who was once considered as one of rap's biggest stars has come to.
Yeah, that's
and now
crazy.
Currently, despite the fact that Drake is now doubling down on his suit again,
I'm starting to not even believe that, like, he was so big. Like, damn. I don't even see it no more. Like, Drake was so huge, but I don't even feel it no more. Like, damn, that's wild.
Against his label and Not Like Us, there are more reports than ever coming out around what's going on with Drake and everything going on behind the scenes. And now, while early,
hey, the culture bust your head to the white meat, boy.
Here in the week, Drake and everyone around him were trying to flex like they won against iHeartRadio, as they were also listed in the first petition he filed out and they agreed to some sort of a settlement. It has come out that what Drake was saying is not just a bold-faced lie, but that a lot more claims around what has been going on have never looked more wrong. And now, before we get into just how bad things are starting to fall apart for Drake, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as this is one of the most pivotal moments in hip-hop this year, it has really never been more important to support the channel. And with that said, when it comes to Drake, well, as we are currently at a point where, at least for now, everything about the guy's actual music is just no longer even a thought, as he is seemingly putting all of his effort into whatever he thinks he is going to gain from the multiple suits he has put out against his label and everyone he possibly can over Not Like Us. Drake and his team are now seemingly doing more than they have since the release of the first fledged lawsuit to try and create as many problems as they can, and also just try and build an image and narrative to the public that they are winning this thing and that the truth is on their side. And now this seemingly started when it came out that Drake and iHeartRadio, who was the other party Drake was going heavily after alongside his label at this point, reached some sort.
So now I'm hip to the story now. He's getting iHeart out of the way so he could just focus on UMG. So he's really coming at UMG, y'all. If y'all watched the previous video I did with Angie Stone, she was saying like, yo, she don't know anybody who left the industry unscathed, like retired. Nobody has retired from the industry. So Drake, what makes you think like you're going to be the special one? Is because you're labeled Jewish? I don't think so. Remember, you got Dennis side of your family too. Them people really don't accept you like that. No. Everybody running around saying, yeah, Drake is Jewish. His mom is Nah, them people don't accept you, bro. They don't accept you. Trust me, they don't.
Sort of a settlement agreement, which by this being stated, Drake fans and the people who desperately cover him and try to help shape his image for the better were running around and not just treating this like they won against iHeart because of this and that they folded due to Drake being in the right, which Drake was literally even joking about in posts in the lamest ways you could ever imagine, despite the fact that there was never actually anything to win here because this was a petition in the first place. And also, in addition to everything they were saying there, it also started to emerge from the inner workings of OVO that Drake received a major bag in this settlement that was seemingly proving that iHeart was in the wrong and that he was in the right about everything he said, and that Drake is actually this sort of victim that he has been trying to make himself out to be. And now after Drake fans were running around with this narrative and trying to act like everybody else was just being quiet because they didn't want to talk about Drake getting a win, when in actuality there was just no information to actually support what was coming from the OVO side of things, now this little party they have is over, because we have gotten multiple stories from news outlets, both from iHeart's very own Charlemagne and his crew, which obviously, with that alone, you would have to question what they were saying a lot, because it of course would be in Charlemagne's best interest to make who he works for look good. But in addition to just one source, other journalists close to the situation have came out and revealed what actually has been happening with this entire moment as well. And overall, with the stories coming in, we have seen that Drake's flex about what went on behind the scenes and the narrative that OVO has been trying to make about Drake now getting control over the industry because he is
Cameron think he's so damn slick. So he gives Drake the coat. He's like, yeah, Drake, yeah, this is Drake. Drake like my coat, yeah, I'm up in there. So now you get on your podcast. Oh yeah, I like Kendrick Lamar, but Drake over a damn coat, bro. You're gonna totally ignore this truth over a damn coat. You still want Drake on your podcast. He not coming, bro. He's not coming. You and Mace, I don't know what the hell y'all got going on.
in the right has just never been more wrong. And now we really know that Drake has been caught within one of his worst lies yet, because he didn't win anything. And between Charlemagne, the initial reports, and journalists, what it seems like the actual story is that after iHeart engaged with Drake about the petition that he sent out, and he was seemingly given the information that he requested, although he didn't find what he was looking for, which we will get into later. With this being the reality of things, as Drake's claims turned out to be wrong, he did not receive any sort of bag or reward like his fans, OVO, and even Drake himself have been alluding to and trying to lead people into believing. And overall, at the core of this, what ended up happening was that iHeart handed over Drake the info that he was looking for. And after Drake saw that there was nothing there from them that was supporting the claims that he is...
Hey, look. iHeart finally handed him over the info he was searching for, and it ain't nothing there. It ain't nothing there, bro. Everything you made up in your petition was a lie. A lie, bro. There's no evidence of them buying anything.
trying to push. They mutually agreed to drop the claims and move on, and that was it for Drake and what was going on here. And really, in the grand picture of this all, and this is really showing us in of itself that Drake's claims now have not been able to be proved by either Spotify or iHeart, which overall is showcasing. And when it comes to the major players that help music reach major audiences on the highest level possible, there has been nothing fake about the success of Not Like Us one bit. And really for Drake, what he is now going to have to realize sooner than later is that the song's impact is only becoming more and more real. And so now with Drake walking away from this petition with next to nothing, but everything still being so vague about what's been actually going on, when it comes to Drake and the people around him trying to push this as a win before we knew what was actually happening, overall it does make a lot of sense why they would try to do this, because in terms of the optics of trying to prove to anybody that they do have a point with the ridiculous move that they are making, which is of course bringing the effects of a rap beef to this extent of all places, even if they are not right, just leading people on into believing that Drake is actually doing something good and that what he is putting out means something would at least change the perception of what he has done here in some regard, as then it would look like Drake is exposing the music industry. But of course, as we have...
That's the text message. He's alluding to the text message that he read with the guy who was helping him, who asked Drake to come out and speak on his behalf. And, you know, he said, yeah, I'm not coming. I ain't cut from that type of cloth to be snitching and all of that stuff. So the guy said something about him and UMG. Drake talking about I'm suing them and I'm coming out against UMG to make it safer, to make a safe place for the next artist and the young artists out here. We not going for that. We don't believe you. You need more people.
Now found out, this is just not the case, and ultimately, Drake is back where he started here because he got nothing whatsoever from this organization to prove that there was anything going on behind the scenes to push Not Like Us into becoming one of the biggest hits that we have ever seen in recent memory. And really, I think going a step further with how all of this has ended for Drake,
hey, look.
I would think...
Hey, y'all see, every time he play this B-roll, I see something new. Look how tight this dude holding this girl. He's very smart. He's very smart. She's looking at Drake, and he like, oh, hell no. I heard about you, guy. You're not going to take my girl away from me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Don't think for a second these people that Drake be giving free stuff to, that he don't be trying to smash their girl. Look how she looking at him. He holding on to her tight. Oh no, you're not gonna get me, man. You're not gonna get me, buddy. I heard about you. I heard about you, Drake. Oh, Draco Dropple.
To prove that there was anything going on behind the scenes to push Not Like Us into becoming one of the biggest hits that we have ever seen in recent memory. And really, I think going a step further with how all of this has ended for Drake, I would think when him and iHeart sat down and talked behind the scenes about songs being pushed within a way that is not actually allowed and goes against what the industry has set up, which is of course what Drake wants to hear happened with Not Like Us. iHeart probably reminded Drake that on multiple different occasions in his career, his records were pushed in a similar way and definitely benefited from the things that he is trying to say were working for Kendrick Lamar and Not Like Us's favor. And now because really, with how many Drake songs were everywhere when he was seen as one of the top guys in the industry, I mean some of those records were not good whatsoever, and it was so obvious that they were being pushed artificially because there was no cultural response to them whatsoever. And I do think that Drake has realized that if he goes down this route here, exploring this will not end up well for him, as even his legacy and past reputation will be put into question more than ever if the truth comes out about how much he was benefiting from the industry practices he is trying to speak out against now. And if this ever came out, people will look back at the times when Drake was actually near the top of the game and start to see everything he was doing as an absolute lie. And overall, without anybody remembering a time where Drake was actually good, then he will really reach a point where he will never be in a worse place overall. That would just ruin everything.
Told you, I can't even imagine when he was big. Like, I all I know is like, yo, he's spiraling
for him to levels that we could have never even imagined. And of course, and really with Drake and with this entire moment, I think what's clear is that this path of delusion and lies is gonna be where we are headed in terms of the fact that the OVO rapper and everything he has ever stood for is just gonna change a lot more than any of us could have ever thought. And at that in the worst way possible as this thing continues, because really, as this whole story came out and Drake's whole way to try and sound like a winner here just fell apart because he was clearly lying, Drake sent out another 26-page update in his other suit against his label, which is pretty much doubling down on everything he already said, but is once again trying to twist and use other facets from what's happening with iHeart, which he just settled with, to try and give himself another chance to have a point to stand on. But going further into that is really going to require its own video, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe for that. And with that case going on in Texas, while at the same time he has another one in New York, overall, it is so clear that Drake is trying to do everything he possibly can to make this situation as difficult as it can be for everyone within it, and really with this new update in Drake's suit, overall, Drake is really dragging this from every angle possible, and it's about to get tedious and more pathetic than ever to see this man just dig through nothing to try and prove the fact to us that he didn't just lose in a rap beef where we all know that he did fair and square. And I mean, with all of this, well, we're gonna have to wait and see where this goes. It is already very clear that with Drake and his team lying the way they already have about what is going on and what they are trying to do and get out of everything, something is really up, and we are only going to see this more and more as this thing goes on. But really beyond that, as this is the point we are at with Drake and the loss of a rap beef.
Yeah, come to find out, you got a whistleblower who said that Drake paid him off. We about to react to that next, probably. Drake paid him off, paid TikTokers to dance, paid reaction channels to react. Yeah, he had a whole budget. This whistleblower dude that came out. Matter of fact, we're going to react to it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Fantastic Hip-Hop's perspective on the iHeartRadio lawsuit thing. Because Drake didn't get none. I doubt if matter of fact, if UMG give him anything, they going to be coming with a scandal afterwards. Remember, these people are rich. It ain't nothing for them to settle out of court a couple million. Drake going to be satisfied. But it's going to cost him. What Lotus said, what Old Duck said, it's going to cost you. Oh, it's going to cost you. Oh, it's going to cost you. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.